Yeah, that's a good transition into what I want to get into tonight is how this investigation came about. It began really before the annual meeting with, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like it began when a letter was leaked by Russell Moore's staff to the Southern Baptist Convention
Exactly
about
right.
making, I mean, making some pretty serious allegations against. I don't. He didn't name any names, but I'm assuming the executive committee that would include you and others and Ronnie Floyd. Um, Tell us a little bit about that letter and then how this investigation came about.
Well, that letter's fascinating because, as you just pointed out, it does not make any specific allegations whatsoever. That letter claims that the executive committee is engaging in and protecting a rape culture, shredding children and molesting them, all this stuff. I bet there hasn't been a child ever in the EC building. I would be shocked by that. The EC has about 30 staff members, and it does really, really sexy and fascinating things like counting money and sending it to the other entities to spend. I mean, this is not a mega church where you could have a youth minister go rogue. It's just not that kind of thing. It's about as likely to have that sort of thing going on as your local bank branch. It's just nonsensical. But if there's truth in it, of course, we ought to investigate that. So now I don't have any problem with investigating. I have a great deal of problem with allegations that, and you know, that we now have a whistleblower letter from one of Russell Moore's trustees who tells us plainly, first of all, the letter purported to have been sent to Russell's entire board. That was a lie. It was actually sent just to a handful on his own, the executive committee for the ERLC, not the executive committee I serve on for the whole Southern Baptist Convention. A handful of those guys got it, primarily David Prince, who's the board chairman. They then sat on it. We're in the 20th month since these mandatory reporters haven't picked up the phone and called the police. If they know of sex abuse, they have a legal obligation to call 911, which they have not done, nor have they shared any names of supposed victims with us. We don't know who these people are, if any of them exist. And that's not an internal interdenominational matter. That is a criminal matter. You don't get to just hand this to a task force that you make up and have Ed Litton appoint. You actually have to call law enforcement. If anything, you should have called the FBI, the Department of Justice, U.S. Attorney's Office, the Attorney General for the state of Tennessee. Nothing at all. So the fact is, Russell Moore is either a liar or a criminal. And it's really, really horrifying because though an investigation is not a terrible idea if there are credible allegations, what they then structured was clearly designed by Russell and his friends to be a hit on all of his political enemies and on the Southern Baptist Convention as a whole.